Annex I is the most important section of the European Accessibility Act. And that's what I have on the screen with me right now. The reason why Annex I is so important is it because it contains the actual requirements to make products and services accessible and thereby compliant with the European Accessibility Act. So let's just read through one of the requirements. And this is in regards to the provision of information, which refers to labeling, instructions, and warnings. So letter I reads, made available via more than one sensory channel. So that is one of the requirements, but for especially for people that are new to accessibility, that's not going to give you a really good idea of exactly how to make your product accessible, how to meet that requirement. And that is why Annex II is so helpful. So we're just going to scroll down to Annex II, and then we're going to find a table. And this table contains examples of these different requirements that are in Annex I. So let's read through the example of letter I. Providing visual and tactile information or visual and auditory information indicating the place where to introduce a card in a self-service terminal so that blind persons and deaf persons can use the terminal. So this additional context, this example is extremely helpful if you are going through Annex I and trying to understand all of these different requirements. So the problem here is that we have this table separated, and the table doesn't connect the requirement with the example. And so what happens is you end up having to go back and forth because the examples are in one section and the requirements are in another. So what I've done is I've created a document where all I've done is map the examples to the requirements. So I've just taken Annex I and integrated Annex II into it, and I've created this resulting document, and I've made it available on accessible.org. So here we can just see that we have the requirement of letter I made available via more than one sensory channel, and then we have the example directly underneath that. And then this just continues on for literally pages so that we can cover all of the requirements and add in the example wherever an example is provided. So this is really going to help manufacturers of products and service providers as they are going through and trying to understand what the different requirements are. So this document is going to be available on accessible.org, and I will link to this document in the description for this video.